My journey has been very humbling. I spoke about this during my TEDx. I spoke about this during a lot of other conferences. I've done my introductions in several forums. But yeah, I mean, once again, for the benefit of all the viewers, all the audience, people on this show, my journey started, I would say my journey in business started when I was probably in my 7th or 8th grade. I was a very, different kid. As a kid, when I was growing up, I was least interested in studies. My family, my parents had to go through a lot of turmoil because, I could barely manage to get passing grades while I was in school. The reason being, when all my friends were attending their classrooms, when all my friends were in the school studying, the 12-year me, the 13-year me was trying to work in shops. I have worked in clothing shops. I have worked in, firecracker shop. I worked in departmental stores. I used to do all kind of different jobs. Not that I wanted to work, not that I needed a job, but it was just the fun of, wanting to make money, wanting to earn money. That's what kind of kept me going. That's what made me, leave my formal education, school, and then go and do all these kind of jobs. While I was in 8th grade, it became a little dramatic because my parents came to my school to look at my academic results. I used to study in a school called Mount Carmel School in the southern part of India, and when my parents came to ask for my results, the teacher said, I have never seen this kid in my class, so I don't even know which class he studies. That's when my parents had shock of their life. I had barely managed to pass that grade. And then they forced me to get into academics. Thanks to them, otherwise I think I would have been a school dropout, but I then did my engineering, and then did my MBA, and the rest is history. I mean, the story I have repeated many times, but what I feel as an entrepreneur is the liking, the passion can be identified at a very, very early age, right? I mean, when I was going to school, never had my intentions of going and getting great ranks, great marks. I don't know if I was ADHD or dyslexic or whatever they call some kind of developmental disorder, but I was very, very sure that studies is not something I enjoy, and I enjoy making money. I enjoy seeing money grow, and that's where I realized at some point in my life I'll grow up and do business. That's how my journey started. That's how I kind of had my first experience of making money when I used to work part-time in all the clothing stores. I worked as a helper. I worked in selling firecrackers and things like that. But long story short, that's what gave me confidence that I can go out and do it. And then fast forward a few years later, I did my bachelor's, I did my master's, went and worked at Google, went and worked at Hewlett Packard, went and worked at Infosys, but I never enjoyed doing my 9 to 5 because I was always keen on running my own business. And that's when I ventured into my first startup, had a very successful exit. Then I did my second startup, had a great exit, and then I'm here doing my third stint. So I believe passion kind of drives you to do things you love doing, and then the byproduct there is success. Most of my friends, most of the folks I interact with, keep asking me, dude, how could you build back-to-back successful stories and have great exits for all of them? I think that was only because that was the ikigai moment for me. That is because I loved doing it, I loved building, I loved making money, I loved selling. So that's how it all worked, and that's how it all came together. To the last segment and the last question of the segment, what is my recommendation to all the young entrepreneurs who are wanting to do something on their own, wanting to start something on their own? My only advice would be there are 3 things that you need to be successful. Be it an entrepreneur, be it an employee, be it building something. You need to do only these 3 things. Number 1, work hard. Number 2, work hard. And number 3, work harder. You should be the most hardworking guy in the room wherever you are. And if you are able to do that, success may probably be delayed, but take it in writing that you will be guaranteed to succeed. Whatever you do, you're building an enterprise, you're building a startup, you're working in an organization, you will outshine everybody else, your entire competition. And one philosophy that I have personally followed that has got me tremendous success in whatever I have been doing so far is I always compete with my own self. My goal is, can I be better version of Raghav today than I was yesterday? Can I be a better version of a marketeer today than I was last year? Can I be a great investor today than I was a year ago? Can I be a great entrepreneur today than I was 2 years ago? And that's the scale, that's how I measure, and trust me, it has been yielding phenomenal results for me.